Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
So in preparation for the game I'm about to play, I thought it would be a good idea to do this, and I'd be happy to share this with anybody who is interested to use something like this. I just created a quick thing on Google spreadsheet here to have the names of the characters, their alliance, and all those pertinent stats and things where there were crit things to be aware of. I just quote unquote highlighted them in gray just so they stand out. The zombies down here aren't currently there. They're just possible if Bodysnatcher kills of any of the runts on the other side. There's a chance that he can create new zombies. And on the other side, we're going to have, I'm doing, I guess, just getting ahead of myself here. The battle is going to be undead versus orcs. So we have Bodysnatcher with some skeletons and some low-life humans helping out versus Klakka the Orc Warlord and his goblins lackeys, who has been brought over by a wizard to try and deal with the necromancer. So for all this too, I quickly put down here the attack spells, the support spells, the damage spells. So it just saves me having to constantly go back to the book and look things up. And any pertinent skills that any of the characters or anything that has in the game, I put down here again. And I printed this all off onto a sheet like so. So this way I have some quick reference during the game, and I don't have to keep going back to the rule book, because that's one thing I don't like doing, is constantly going back to a rule book. And I especially don't like it when I'm trying to play a game with somebody and they're trying to teach me and they constantly go back to the rule book. So I really try to avoid that as much as possible. So this is it. So let me show you the teams and the setup I have. So this will be the setup for the game today. Seeing as we had necromancers going on, I was looking kind of train. I lack a lot of houses and fantasy kinds of buildings like that. The best I have is some of these Heroescape ruins. And looking through the Heroescape stuff, I found that I had this nifty gate. So this is going to be a gate into the cemetery. So the orcs and the wizard will be coming through here, and the necromancer, having finished his business for the evening, is going to be leaving, and they're going to be encountering each other in there. So this giant golem thing here is actually just a statue, and these are to represent tombstones and gravestones and things. I thought it kind of made like a cool little effect, and that's going to be it. So yeah, just making do with what I have. I mean, I could put like boxes and things down, say these are houses, but for a battle report like this, I want it to look as nice as possible. So here we have Bodysnatcher and his two skeleton henchmen, and two low-life human henchmen, two human low-lives. This guy looks like a pretty bad dude, and if you're a priestess selling out the dead for your own personal gain, then that makes you a low-life in my books. And I was wrong. And looking at the points, the skeletons are 3 each. They are 1 each. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8. There's still 2 more points, so 9, 10. So there are 2 zombies joining the starting band, with the possibility of 2 more coming as well. So there are going to be 2 zombies in the starting list, and that is Bodysnatcher. And I thought it would be fun too to make it Super Dungeon Explorer versus Arcadia Quest. So these are Super Dungeon Explorer. Super Dungeon Explorer was the first one, the Necromancer's team. Bodysnatcher. This is Klakka the Orc Chieftain, and he thought he was going to come on his own, but the 2 goblins were coming along for some free loot. They just wanted to have at Klakka's pickings. And then the wizard. The wizard was sending Klakka to take out the necromancer, hoping that the 2 enemies could take each other out, but wasn't planning on getting involved in this one, but got stuck in the middle now. So Klakka, so the wizard is 8 points, each goblin is 1 point, and then of course the bosses are free. So that is Klakka and his little warband. I've set up for the mission here, and what I've done is I've foregone the rules which say that you should be determining, using a card between 1 to 8 to determine which scenario and to determine who's going to pick the starting areas and things. I've set it up like this because to me it was just more thematic. So this is like the gate entrance to the crypt, and the orc boss and his wizard pal have come, while his wizard who's hired him or tricked him into coming here has come to try and taken out the Bodysnatcher here. So the Bodysnatcher's down here. The two human lowlifes are flanking on either side, out of range of, making sure they're not going to be interfering with the zombies or anybody using from the, that are critting on the blacks. And I'll be using the one red card for everybody's movement. So that way it's making sure that it's, all standard and no funny stuff with maybe slightly different sized cards. But yeah, so then, so right now it's just going to be a case of determining who is going first. So red will be the this side and blue this side, and so first to go will be the orcs. So on the having ambush, they're a little bit surprised. The Bodysnatcher is surprised, so Team Green goes first. So with no ranged weapons on either side, the wizard would actually have the only ranged things. We're just going to do some movement. So I'm going to move forward one of the goblins. So the goblin scumbag moves a length. So I'm just going to put the card down here, and the goblin will run up to the length here. Then I will go to this human scumbag, or human lowlife rather. Sorry, the scumbags are the goblins, and she's going to come down there. And just go back and forth in this manner until everybody's gone. That'll be the first turn. So come up to there. The zombie. Sorry, so she went a bit too far, so I'm going to back her up to there. She only goes a width, so she goes up to there. And the zombie's going to go a width, so to there. And then Klakka is going to just move up to there and into a little bit bound back. And now the wizard is going to go. So this is going to where it's going to get interesting. So in looking at it, the only one that the wizard has line of sight on is this skeleton over here. Skeleton's already anticipating a bad result. So the skeleton is going to start off with the defense. So the defense for the skeleton, we're starting with a 5 and a queen. So we're looking at a blackjack hand, so that is 15. So they don't want to go, they're not going to, they could always choose to, like in blackjack, to hit or to increase, or I can't remember the term they use in the book, but they're not going to. They're not going to increase that number. They're going to stay at 15. So now the wizard is going for 5, 17. Again, the wizards are not going to increase past that, so the wizard has beat the skeleton by 2. So in consulting the chart, an attack spell which beats by 1 to 2 is a stun. So the skeleton is stunned, and that would be the extent of the wizard's turn. Now the Klakka's boys have all gone, so now it's just a case of moving the rest of the Bodysnatcher's team. They're going to all just move forward like so. Bodysnatcher's going to try to stay hidden, and so let's just come up to there. And that's the turn. So that's it for this round. So we'll go do another draw for initiative. So we have red and blue, so Bodysnatcher has the initiative. So I think what Bodysnatcher is going to do this turn is try and make sure to hide everybody from that wizard. And then quickly looking at it right now, everybody is currently hidden by the thing, so they're just going to continue to stay in hidden positions. So they'll move up there, the human lowlife. And you know what? I think Klakka is going to go and deal with things on his own this way. And so this human will move down here. No, that human would then be moving into line of sight. So the zombie's just going to snuggle up to the statue here, and the goblin is eager to go with Klakka. And this zombie is going to move up behind the statue, and this goblin's going to go with Klakka, and the skeleton is going to move this way, and now the wizard is forced to do not much of anything at all. So he's just going to move over to here, and then Bodysnatcher and this guy. So Bodysnatcher will go over here, this one come over here, and this one is going to swing around to here. And that's it for the turn. So no combat this turn, as everybody just is maneuvering into position. Moving to the next round. Initiative goes to Klakka. So that skeleton has the stunned effect, which means until it heals or moves, spends an action to remove it, it's going to get +1 to the damage inflicted against it. I'd forgotten about that actually until now, which is why I've now just added that little token next to it to remind me that it is stunned. So yeah, I would recommend having little tokens or stuff like that to indicate who is suffering from which effect, because there's a lot of different effects in the game to be making sure you make note of. So taking advantage of that, then the wizard does have line of sight to that skeleton and is going to do the attack spell again. So they have 10, and so they will push 15. So they're going to stop there at 15. So I'll put that there as the reminder of 15. We have 15. Tempting as it is, I don't want to go blowing apart the wizard for a skeleton. So yeah, I'm going to stop there. So no effect. And so that was the wizard. So now we go on to the Bodysnatcher, and we're going to move the human scumbag up, or human lowlife, and Klakka is going to come into there, and then the Bodysnatcher is going to come down there, and then the goblin is going to come back there, and then we'll move this human lowlife here over so it gets back into the camera, and then this goblin you know, the goblin's gonna try and flank that way, and then the rest. So that's here, that's the stunned here, and here, and here, and that's just a statue. And that's it for the turn. So next round, initiative goes back to Klakka. So let's see what let's see that wizard can know. Wizard can target Bodysnatcher or that skeleton. Well, Bodysnatcher is kind of blocking the skeleton. So I'd say either Bodysnatcher or the zombie here can be targeted by the wizard. You know, I'm going to pin down this human lowlife here with the goblin scumbag, and try and give Klakka a chance to come in. So let's resolve this one. So now this is where the hand of cards comes in. Every player starts with 5 cards plus an extra card for leadership bonus. Well, leadership bonus +1 in the case of Bodysnatcher and Klakka. So each of these combat decks have 6 cards. You look at the stats for the things. So the goblin scumbag is going to make a hand of up to 2 cards. So really looking for a pair, or it could just go for a high card. Then the human scumbag is going to be able to defend, the human lowlife rather, is going to be able to defend up to 3 cards in a set. So 3 of a kind or something of that nature. So the goblin scumbag is going to look at the hand and decide what they're going to do. So they may choose, okay, so we're going to just know that we're playing these two for now. Now, you don't indicate how many cards you're playing to your opponent. You just say, I'm attacking. Your opponent then has to decide from their hand how many are they going to defend with. So being a human lowlife, maybe they're not too worried about it. Maybe they'd rather save some of those better cards. You have 8, 10, Jack, Queen. You almost have, you know, a really good set here. So you know what? They may just say, sorry, human lowlife, this is what you get for signing up with a necromancer. And they're going to let it go. So in that case then, they reveal 2. Now these are reds, and the goblin crits on blacks. So these aren't going to give the goblin any crits, but it is going to be indicate some damage. So in looking at a pair in the back of the book here, they got the handy dandy chart for your pair on a thing, is 2 cards that are the same value, is a rank of 2, and the attacker's hand is 2 better. The target model receives a wound. Is wounded. So the human lowlife has 3 wounds, so 1 is removed, so she has 2 left. Bodysnatcher's turn. That was the goblin charging in. So that's the Bodysnatcher, and we are going to move this zombie down here. Actually, no, what we're going to do is we're going to get the Bodysnatcher out of the way. We're going to get the Bodysnatcher over here out of the way so it can't be shot by the thing. So now that the wizard has a line of sight to that skeleton again, going to take his shot there. So the skeleton has 6, 13, 23. So the skeleton has busted for defense, so has a defense of 0 right now. So the wizard's pretty much got free reign here. So, oh wow, what are the odds of that, eh? 3, 6, 8, 15. 15's good enough. We're going to blast him with a 15. So looking at the reference chart here, when you beat the target by, oh, I didn't need to go to the 7. So doing 3 wounds to the skeleton just blew him to pieces. My understanding is with regeneration that it heals wounds, but if you're gone, you're gone. I think the spell just blew that thing to a million pieces and cannot be regenerated. So continuing from there, this is now where the zombies will start to move up. And Klakka is going to move up and is going to actually engage that human lowlife. So we're going to have another combat here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Redrawing back up my. So if anybody knows differently, correct me if I'm wrong. So I had 4 because I used 2 for the goblin. I'm going to draw back up before I do Klakka's attack. I didn't read anything in the rules to say that it's only done at the end of the turn or anything. I know like you can take an action to draw new cards, but that seems to me to indicate that you can just change the cards you have if you don't like them. So let's look what we have here then. So Klakka now has a ganging up bonus. So maybe I should have done Klakka first. But Klakka has a fight of 5 with a ganging up bonus, meaning I can use 6 cards into this if I wanted to. But I don't really have 6 cards that I could use on that. So yeah, don't see really anything great there. And I see Bodysnatcher coming around, so I want to maybe be a bit wary of that too. So Klakka is going to go in with, he's going to go in with 1. He's going to go in with a high number with a 7. He doesn't have much else to do. And it's a black 7 too. So that's going to help if he gets it through. So looking at this, again, not going to defend simply because it would be, with what they have here, there's a chance for that straight to come out and to try and do high card on a 6. Just seems a bit silly. So we'll leave it at that. So yeah, Klakka only went for the high card. High card is a beat of 1. So this model will be stunned. So we'll add a stunned token to them as well. They're wounded and stunned. Not having a good day. And that means all the other can go. So the zombie's going to move in. The human lowlife's moving in. And the skeleton's moving in. Skeleton will come that way. Next round for initiative. It's Klakka's boys again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So then Klakka's going to take a turn. He's going to discard 3 cards and just 1, 2, and 3. Just go for some. Try and go for some better ones. Still nothing, eh? Okay. Oh, should have got rid of that. Well, I guess the king was good. All right, and then it's Bodysnatcher's turn. I think Bodysnatcher is going to move this zombie in here against the goblin. So zombie versus goblin. Zombie has a fight of 2. Goblin scumbags have a defense of 2. So the zombie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Yeah, they're just going to go for the high card on the goblin. And the goblin's not going to defend against that. And so they just do the 1, which is a stun on the goblin. And coming back to the other side, the wizard is going to blast this skeleton as it's trying to run past. So the skeleton gets a defense of 17. And the wizard gets 10. Oh, 21. There you go. So that's a beat of 4. Beat them by 4. So that is 1 wound. So the skeleton is wounded by the blast. Then we'll go on to the thing. So we'll let's see if we can get Bodysnatcher is going to come around to here, and then I guess we'll get the goblin to fight the lowlife over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to high card it again. So we're declaring the attack. The lowlife, more card. The lowlife is oh, 10 jack even. Okay, so not going to defend. So that's going to be so let's just look at that. So that'd be the beat by 1 because it's just a high card. So it'd be a stun, but you're adding 1 wound because of the thing. So they are wounded again. You're adding 1 because of the they are stunned. And so that's back to Bodysnatchers. Move that one up. Then we just have Klakka to attack. So Klakka is going to attack the low life. So Klakka Klakka's going to go in with the ace. No, you know what? Bodysnatcher's there. We need to really be more careful. So we're going to go in with the king. High card again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the low life knows that they don't defend. They're probably going down. But again, don't want to give the turn. You know, we have some potential here of better things. So we're going to leave it at that. And so Klakka reveals that there's no crits or anything. That is it for the things. It's beat by 1, but it's already stunned. So camera cut out there. But so Klakka removed the human lowlife, because even though Klakka only had 1 point with the high card, it did a stun. The human lowlife was already stunned, so the stun transfers into a wound. The lowlife already had 2 wounds. That was the 3rd wound, which killed the lowlife. And lowlife only have 3 wounds. So that was it. So the only ones left to go now are the, you can't see the human lowlife behind the statue here, and the skeleton are the only 2 left to go. So we'll move those 2 into their new positions and get on with the turn. The human lowlife is going to come moving in here towards this poor little goblin who's getting swamped. And then the skeleton is going to join Bodysnatcher in here, get away from that nasty wizard. And help take out Klakka and that goblin. And that is it for the turn. Next turn's initiative. Klakka's going first. So the wizard, I think, is going to... yeah, we're going to do the wizard. The wizard's really scared here. Going to just blast that zombie. So the zombie has a defense of 2, and 4 is 6, and 15. The wizard has... can treat it as a 1 earth, so we'll go that. Okay, so obviously we're treating that as a 1, so that's 3, 13, 17. So we have 15, 17, so it's beat by 2, and a beat by 2 is a stun. So for Bodysnatcher's turn, the human low life over here is going to grant, we're going to do the ability to just get rid of some cards. So I'm going to get rid of the, let's see, the 8 and the jack. Hope to get some things to, you know, either the ace or the 9 to give me my straight there. Let's see what we have. We have the 9. Perfect. And then Klakka's team is going. Try to get the numbers advantage and take on the skeleton. So Klakka is charging the skeleton. So Klakka has, let's see. You know what, Klakka's going to try and go for the kill here. So we're going to do that. So Klakka can have up to 5 cards. So we're going to go in with this. It's going to give him also 2 crits because Klakka crits on the blacks. So Klakka goes in with that. And the skeleton, you know, with our cards that we have, we want the 9 there to give us this, the 9 there to give us the straight. So there's the 4. There's hardly any point putting the 4 on this thing. So the skeleton is going to accept what's coming. So Klakka reveals for 2 pairs. So 2 pairs, according to the book, shows as 3. So a difference of 3. Model receives 2 wounds. So now this time I'll remember that skeletons have 4 wounds, not 3. So the skeleton is almost dead, but not quite. And then those cards go away, and Klakka deals out 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now on to Bodysnatcher's turn. At this point now, Bodysnatcher feels confident, goes in against Klakka. Now the Bodysnatcher could, Bodysnatcher has a fight of 4, so normally wouldn't be able to pull that attack off with the with the straight, so it's good that I did that now, because now that there's a gang up here, so you have 2 against 1. Now Bodysnatcher can use 1 more card than normal, so 1, 2, 3, 4 would have been the limit, now 5, so Bodysnatcher can actually use that. So Bodysnatcher is going for the attack. Klakka is going to defend. Oh, well, Klakka doesn't want to not defend at all, but that's all the pack can defend with is a single pair. So I'm looking at then at the. So Klakka has a pair which is worth 2. Bodysnatcher has a straight which is worth 5, so it's a difference of 3. So model receives 2 wounds. So Klakka's getting 2 wounds. And so that Klakka starts off with a total of 10 wounds. So Klakka's down to 8 wounds now. But in that attack as well, we had 1, 2, 3 black cards. That's a crit of 3 on the attack. So a crit of 3 for Bodysnatcher is Curse and Terrify. So Curse, damage caused by target is at -1 till the end of the next activation, and Terrify, before the next activation, draw from the event deck. If black, target cannot perform any actions during that activation. If red, then can activate normally. Alright, so yeah, he's in a bit of trouble. So for the next activation, so let's see if I have another token that can represent that. The purple one. Okay, so the purple for the Terrified, to help me remember that. Okay, so they've gone. It's the goblin now, or that goblin. So we'll do, let's see, for her, 5 and 6. Oh, they're getting. So that goblin, I may want to repay the favor here. Look at that, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's the same kind of thing that had a moment ago with Bodysnatcher. So that goblin's going to take 1 for the team and just discard 2. And there we go. We have our own straight now. And then, well, actually, you know what? We'll make it that goblin, because that goblin is kind of occupied. So this goblin is preparing for something. And now it is the zombie versus that goblin. So I had to pause this and look back on the tape to find out whose turn, who had gone, who had not gone. And I was realizing I need to have some better indications of some of the things that are going on. So what I've done is anybody on Klakka's team who has gone has this purplish cube next to them, whereas anybody on Bodysnatcher's team who has gone has the red. So just these 2 right now, as well as for tracking wounds. The skeleton has 1 wound left, Klakka has 8, and then the green cubes are going to indicate studs. I think this is just going to be easier to see. Also for you, the viewer watching this, I think it's going to be easier for you to follow along. So moving on then, it is now Bodysnatcher's turn. I'm going to activate the skeleton, and as activating the skeleton, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to regenerate the skeleton, because the skeleton is still alive, so it's red. When it's red, it is nothing, and you need a black to regenerate the skeleton. So sorry, in looking over that, just double checking the rules again, red card means you do heal it back, I guess red for blood. So the skeleton has gone back up to 2 wounds. Now it says, in the rules, it says if required, you can draw again, but if it's black, you stop. So it is required, I guess, if you think about it. The skeleton still has 2 more wounds left, and so it's black in this case, so the skeleton stops, but is at 2 wounds. So that's kind of a nifty little feature for them. And so that is the skeleton's indicating the skeleton's activation. So the skeleton is going to attack Klakka. And so we need 4 more cards for the skeleton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually 5 because there's only 4. So this is what the hand dealt to them now. And nothing really good. 6, let me go for that 6, 7, 8, 10 kind of thing. So we'll go with the high card on Klakka. We'll go with the queen. Try and at least stun him. And Klakka. So Klakka 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 has that coming. So Klakka, yeah, you know what? Klakka would also play that as a defense, and they match, so it's nothing happens. So that way Klakka can try and go for a better card with already the good hand that he has there. So yeah, that is actually slightly better now because I can replace that red 5 with a black 5, giving Klakka another crit, up to 3 crits now. All right, and then we go on to the blue, which would be the last goblin here. So this goblin over here is going. This goblin is stunned, but is not going to take a turn to unstun. Just going to bravely fight that zombie. Now the goblin only has 2. Now I don't want to give up my pair there. So you know what? The goblin is just going to take the turn to unstun. Just take that stun token off. The goblin's just going to try and be a speed bump and try and slow them down. And then the next one to go is, you have the 2 zombies. Oh, sorry, the skeleton is gone. So that's the 2 zombies. So one zombie is just going to shuffle forward towards the wizard. We can do that one quickly. So from there to there. So that zombie is gone and is also stunned. Red light, green light. And then the last zombie is going to attack the goblin. 3, 6. So that is the zombie's hand. We've got a pair. No, we're going to hold on to those. So high card? Yeah, we'll go high card with it. Why not? High card. And the goblin. Sure, again, we're just going to try and get rid of bad cards. So the zombie wins the high card bonus, so the goblin is once again stunned. And that is it for the turn, because everybody has a token next to them. I can clearly see that now. And that's it. So I will clear the tokens and we'll get on to the next round. Okay, tokens cleared in as much as they should be. So this remains with Bodysnatcher until after things over. The stunned results remain. And here are the cards. So Klakka is going first again. So in this case, so we'll activate the wizard before he gets pinned into a hand-to-hand combat, which he cannot participate in and ends up just wasting turns running away. So the zombie's going to defend with a 15. We'll stop there. And the wizard gets 12 and busts. So busted by 1, so that is not outrageous. Let me just double check that. So I did transfer it here. So when I went to a 22 with that stunned, so the wizard is just stunned. So I'll get a stun token for the wizard. And so that's that. And now it's back to the red team. So not such a party there. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's what we've got. We've got 2. So the skeleton is going to attack. Oh, 6, 7. You know what? There's again the potential for a straighten there. even, it's called a flush when they're all the same. So let's have that human over there again do his thing. So this human over here is going to get rid of 2 cards and draw 2 more. And oh, look at that. 6, 8, 9, 10. All right. So that's the Bodysnatcher's turn. And gotta be careful because Klakka might not be able to go because of the Terrify. So we will, well, we'll attack with Klakka and see what happens. Okay, if it's black, they cannot go. Terrify says if black, target cannot perform any action, so Klakka's out. But Klakka has activated. Oh, I put the wrong token for the human. There we go. Up there. And so now back to Bodysnatcher's team. We will attack with the skeleton. And Klakka. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 8, 9 match in that suit. So we'll go with the 8. He's going to try for just thing for a high card. No. Skeleton has the high card, so it gets 1 point and stuns Klakka. Klakka is stunned. And then back to the other team, Klakka's team. So again, this goblin is going to just remove that token, and back to Bodysnatcher team. This zombie's going to attack that goblin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so again, we'll go high card idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and again, high card idea, and the zombie ends up having the high card, which then just again stuns the goblin. This just seems to be going nowhere. And then I think this goblin sneak, goblin lowlife, scumbag, he's going to come around here. He's going to try and get behind so he can get to the goblin. He can't get the goblin, the skeleton that way. So the goblin scumbag is over here right now. And that token indicates that he's gone. And so it is Bodysnatcher. I guess that one's gone. It's Bodysnatcher and the other zombie. So we'll have the zombie come in against the wizard. And so 3, 5, 6. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So we've got the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can again do a strong attack with Bodysnatcher against Klakka. So we'll try for a better one. So we're going to get rid of the 4 as a quote-unquote high card. The wizard, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The wizard has a defense of 3. So defense of 3, And so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So play that as the high card. And so the wizard has the high card. Now, one thing I've been forgetting about actually is the wizard's crits on the thing, but I haven't. Yeah, have to remember those for the future. And then Bodysnatcher is going to go. Going to attack Klakka. Draw one more card. Okay, put it in like that. So that helps because I'm replacing this 6 with that 6. So attacking Klakka, and Klakka wants to save that for his own attack. Wouldn't necessarily use that as a defense. So going for the high card, and so again 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this time it's a it's the straight for 5 versus the high card of 1. So it's a difference of 4. So target receives 3 wounds. So Klakka is down to 5. Now normally you're supposed to end there. It's supposed to end at 6 turns, but I wasn't. I just kind of was realizing this is kind of dragging out. I wondered if there's a turn limit, and then that's where I realized it's only 6 turns. So if I'd had that knowledge, I might have done things a little bit differently in terms of my timing and everything. Like this goblin, this guy back here wouldn't have been running around the corner, and maybe this human wouldn't have been just like trying to generate more cards. So with that knowledge now, I'm going to play one more turn and just to see, and then we'll score up the points afterwards to see who the overall winner is. So let's go into the last turn here and draw for initiative. So we have 4s. And I just have to reshuffle. Okay, so here's the cards for initiative. So Bodysnatcher's team has the initiative. And I think now that we're looking at it in terms of knowing this is the last turn and the points and everything like that, I want to be a little bit more careful. Oh, actually, you know what? I have to take away all these activation tokens, don't I? And I will keep this one here, although Klakka's not terrified anymore, because in that last attack, we only had 2 crits, not 3. So with only 2 crits, then it's just the curse. So that's where damage caused by the target is at -1 till the end of the turn, until the next activation. So it's going to be Klakka will be -1 damage, but it's not terrified anymore. So he's not going to miss his activation like he did last time. Okay, so knowing that, I think let's just double check the thing here. So I don't have a great hand. I don't think that I'm going to be able to get a great hand before this goblin comes in, because I was thinking like the potential for thing there. But what I am going to do is I'm not going to kill the wizard this turn. I have tied him up, so that's good. I am going to, Bodysnatcher needs to try and be smart, so we're going to activate the skeleton in order to try to regenerate and save himself before Klakka maybe finishes him off. So black, no regeneration. So the skeleton is going to attack. Now the skeleton has a fight of 2. Could make it a fight of 3 because of the presence of the fact they're outnumbering, but I don't have anything that can help that. So it's just going to be 2 3s. So going with the pair, and Klakka. We've got that straight happening, so I got a higher straight now with the 10, so I'm going to do the 5. So 2 3s to a 5 means that Klakka has the hide, but they have the pair, so that's 1. Klakka's already stunned, so Klakka is taking another wound. So it's down to 4. Oh. And 2 more dice. 2 more for you, 1 more for you. Okay, so that's helpful for Klakka. I can replace that 7 with another black, give me more crits. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Klakka. Klakka's just going to try and finish off that skeleton, earn me some more points. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's going to do the attack. So Klakka has an attack of 5. So there's no problem there because Klakka is a fighter. And so he's going to hit the skeleton. Skeleton's going to desperately try to defend this. So skeletons have a defense of 2. So they'll defend with a pair. With a pair, whereas Klakka's going with the straight. So Klakka wins by, so it's a straight is 3, so the pair is 2, so it's a difference of 3, plus 4 crits. So 4 crits, so that's 3 wounds. That does kill the skeleton. And 3 crits. So Klakka, crit 1 is dead Ard, so any stunned allies are unstunned. And then Warcry. All models gain +1 damage until the end of the turn. Now actually Klakka did 3 damage, which was actually -1 damage because of the curse put on by Bodysnatcher last time. So actually down to 2, but that 2 was just enough to kill the skeleton. And so that zombie is stunned. Okay, and then so we'll move in the human scumbag to here. We'll just do this battle in here because this is the only, there's no way this zombie is going to kill the wizard. The wizard cannot kill the zombie, and so it's just up to them there. If those 2 can kill the grunt, then they can get some points from that. So 2 more for the thing. So they are going. Well, actually, if Bodysnatcher gets crazy like he could actually kill Klakka, but I don't think so. So let's. So that was Klakka's gone, and now this human lowlife is going. So the human lowlife. Even looking, what can I get out of this for 10 King Aso? Go 6 is a high card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 7, so nothing. And then the goblin will fight back. The goblin. The goblin is just gonna put in the queen, I guess, as a high card. The zombie's not gonna fight back. So the zombie is stunned. And the zombie actually, come to think of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just gonna get rid of some cards here. So hard to know. I'll get rid of those. Cards. Oh no, because I'm thinking of trying to do a straight against Klakka, but I can't because you've only got an attack of 4 and I'm no longer outnumbering. So 2 pairs is probably the best I can do. So we've got 1 pair. It's just a case of what else is coming up. Okay, so let's get rid of those 3. And survey says 1, 2, 3, 6, 10 king, and I think I got rid of a king, didn't I? Yes, I did. So got rid of the wrong one. So that doesn't help much. So I'm going to end it there because at this point I can do maximum 2 points more damage to Klakka, which isn't going to be enough to kill him. No other damage can be done to anybody else. So in the end, the only models that went down were the 2 skeletons. So the 2 skeletons were the only models that died. So that is points for Klakka's team, and none of Klakka's team died. So that is unfortunate for Bodysnatcher. So in terms of the all-out brawl, that means that the skeletons were 3 points each. So if Klakka had gone down, then that would have been 10 points. So I mean that was, you know, there was a lot of damage done to Klakka, more than half of his hit points done, but not enough to finish him. So therefore, it was a big gamble, but didn't pay off. But that is Kobolds and Cobblestones. Hopefully, I got the rules mostly right. I know there's a couple points there where I was forgetting some things, but I hopefully didn't affect the gameplay too much or your enjoyment of it, for that matter. But if you like the video, please remember to hit like down below. It does help the channel, and also the subscribe button. I do appreciate all the subscribers I have, and I'm very grateful for those people who choose to subscribe. But that's going to wrap it up. Until next time, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with